Hello and welcome to another Smash of the Day, the Commissioner Special Edition. This week I have with me Matt and Sam, your humble organisers of things. And to celebrate this special Commissioner Edition, I will eat my dinner while I record this whole thing. And that's not because I want to eat my dinner, that's an actual aesthetic decision that I've chosen. So you don't need to comment on it or anything. Say hello, lads.
Hello, lads.
Hello, lads.
Oh, God. Okay, so Division 1. Let's do this. Let's have a look at those results from last week. So we have the Dark Elf off, and a Dark Elf team won.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. So I think that we predicted I think I predicted Jem would win this. I can't remember.
Have you been keeping track, Sam?
I've not, no, sorry. Just say whatever you want, Ben, and it's true.
Okay.
I think I predicted that the Black Parade would win 2-1.
Yeah. I think I predicted all of them correct this week. I haven't checked yet, but I'm pretty confident I did. So hang on a sec. So the Black Parade won this. They had all 4 of their pickups succeeded. All 4 go for it's that they made succeeded. They only had to make 1 KO roll, which succeeded. They only had 1 casualty, which succeeded. Whereas Clan of Cthulhu, oh my god, they succeeded on all 3 go for it's, both passes, all the way. Okay, so both of them had the perfect game basically.
Yeah.
But the Cas rolls were bad for Clan of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
So there we go. There's your key stat. You couldn't keep his guys on the field.
So I caught some of this, but not right at the end. And right near the end, I think it was like turn 15, turn 16. Jem had the ball on a witch elf. Something very bad happened to said witch elf and is no longer in the team. Which must have given Josh the opportunity to take the ball and score to make it 2-1.
Well, at least that witch elf didn't get the MVP for Jem, so that's a small kindness.
Yeah, that's true.
This one did. Well done, Josh. I'm sure you're happy that you beat Jem. Not only did he win the battle of the Dark Elves, but he won the battle of the people whose names start with J. So that's 2 accolades for him. So, Matt, tell us how you somehow managed to win 3-0 away against the Kislev team.
Oh, lordy.
I believe the term on tilt is a significant
What, you were tilting as well? What's wrong with you?
I wasn't tilting. I can't say the same for Fritch, though. It seems like such a long time ago. I just scored, turned him over, kept scoring.
Oh, 45% on his leaps. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a key stat
It's
right
not-
there.
It's not great, but when a lot of them are 4-ups on your regular players, well, 3-up. They're 3-ups. Yeah, no, that is very
Yeah,
bad.
so it should be 66, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
rough. But the thing about Kislev teams, if you speak to people who are good with Kislev, they don't
Hello.
lead, do they?
Oh, you're putting yourself in that camp, are you, Matt?
Yeah, man. I'm unbeaten NAF officially with Kislev.
How many games?
It's like 3 or 4. 4 games.
Right, yeah. There's the key stat.
But he did make 7 dodges, which were presumably, well, some of them would have been 2-ups, some of them would have been 3s. So you can't complain too much.
Yeah. It's all swings and roundabouts, eh? It's all swings and
Yeah.
roundabouts. Whereas you, on the other hand, failed 3 catches. I'm assuming the ball was just pinging around for those.
Yeah, there was a bouncing balls.
Because you didn't throw any passes, did you? No.
Oh,
Well, well done. That's a really good result for you. I'm sure you're very happy with it. Yeah.
very pleased.
Oh, and it's been a bad week for Kislev as Dynamo Vostroya lost 2-1 to another Dark Elf team. How? Oh, and yeah.
Unfortunately for the Dark Elves, as you'll see, Hubris was the MVP.
Yeah, I actually caught the end of this. It was pretty tight. It was quite close. You and both of these guys are actually predictions for me for potentially winning the whole league this season. So I'm not surprised that it was a close fought encounter. But yeah, ultimately Dave got the win. That's nice for him, right? I'm sure I'll be happy with
I think
that.
Ewan told me that star player Hubris, he was the massive difference. When you look at all those abilities and that stat line,
Well,
you
he
see why.
was considered the most valuable player, so I'm not surprised.
4 Kaz fails for Dynamo Vostroya.
Do you know
Good.
what I need to add for Blood Bowl 3? A system by which the AI can calculate which of your players have done certain things. Like, a commissioner of a league can determine what things need to happen for someone to be eligible for the MVP, and it then rolls between them. That would be really cool. Do you think?
That'd be good.
Yeah,
Oh, you
no way it's going to
implement-
happen though.
Yeah, it's
I
not
mean-
going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. Right, anyway. Sorry, I'm derailing this a bit. Well done, Dave. That's a good result for you. Orcs 2, Norse 0. I don't know what went down in this game yet, but before I click it, I'm going to predict that there are about 7 Norse players left on that team. Let's find out.
There was a death either side.
Oh my god. 6 KOs, 4 injuries, and 1 kill. Yeah. And look at that ball possession. Occupied. Wow. Look at those stats for ejected swimsuit models. That is a game where you're like, might as well have not showed up.
Basically, Armor 7 happened.
Was you watching it?
And no, I didn't. But Kenny was. I was in Discord at the same time, and the death that Kenny got was a turn 16 vanity 1 die. He got a skull. Death appoed it into death. So it didn't even like the one bad thing that happened to him didn't even happen at a vital time.
Wow, poor Max. Well, he got his MVP on the Yeti, so I'm sure that's a small consolation. Although his Yeti is injured. Oh no, his Yeti's not injured.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny had by far the worst block dice. The whole game, Max only rolled 2 skulls.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess Kenny just forced him to not play Bashi, which is an uncomfortable position to be in for Norse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Level up on a Black Hawk there as well. That's really nice. That's what you want.
Yeah, sweet.
Right. Russian Rotters 0 RPG Start Pack 2. Now, normally, you would not expect the Nurgle to lose this encounter, but it is Damo, and anyone who knows him doesn't need any more explanation.
It's also worth bearing in mind that this is an underworld that did not have a troll.
It didn't have
What?
3. It didn't have 3 kind of key pieces. I believe it was missing the troll. It was missing a Skaven Blitzer, and it was missing, I believe, one of the leveled up goblins.
I bet you got mega inducements, though.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
6% ball possession from the Rotters.
I mean, looking at the stats here, it looks to me that the Rotters just couldn't get the removals because they succeeded 50 blocks. Now, if you throw 50 blocks against a team full of goblins, you expect to get more than 7 SPP, 5 of which is an MVP. Right? So, I don't know how that happened for him. Sorry, I just inhaled a bit of lettuce then.
Even looking at this, looking at Greg's kind of block dice, he didn't even roll a block every turn. He only put in 10 blocks the whole game.
Well, it looks to me like Damon got diced. Sorry, Greg. I'm sure you don't care. You just won 2-0 with no troll, but yeah.
If you'll watch Dice of the Week, you'll see that there was a turn where Greg just made like 8 free-up dodges, and it just went downhill from there.
It was pretty excellent.
Right. Well done, Greg. Midori no Shio 2, Rivendell Reavers 2. That is a really good result for the Orcs against what is probably one of the most experienced elf coaches in the league.
It was discussed that this one would be quite close, if I remember rightly. And I think you were having trouble trying to split it.
Pretty sure I actually predicted a draw. No need to check.
Yeah.
Well. Midori no Shio. Pretty standard block dice. The Reavers. That's a lot of pushes. That's more pushes than you'd expect. Although 11 powers is pretty nice. But let's have a look at his D6s.
71% on dodges for the Reavers.
Yeah, that doesn't make good reading.
Yeah, that's not good at all. And look at how many injury. So he had a lot of armor breaks. 12 armor breaks that he had to roll against. That's nasty. Whereas Midori no Shio, what have we got here? I mean, that's a pretty good array of stats there, isn't it? Succeeded all his injury rolls. 1 inaccurate pass. Oh, that's a goblin throw.
He's got a goblin now, which we'll see in a minute.
Leveled up. Yeah. But did he? Is there a landing? Oh, hang on a sec.
He landed once.
He landed once. Yeah. He failed one, but he only threw 1 inaccurate pass.
Yeah, he would have
re-roll it.
Rerolled the fail.
Ah, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Did he do a 1-turner then?
Possibly.
That would be brilliant if he did a one. Oh, hang on, we can find out, right? Let's have a look at Kamikaze. Yeah, that Kamikaze scored. He must have made the 1-turner. Yeah, my boy. That's what I like to hear. All right, well, let's take a look at those teams, shall we?
Go for it. So I've been studying up for this. Been checking the differences between last week's teams and the current teams.
Okay.
Yeah, Damo's team's exactly the same.
Yeah. Every week we say get some more line chaff so that you're not outnumbered, and every week he doesn't. He's just stacking all that money up. What is he saving up for?
No, you could buy another Pestigore.
Yeah.
You should buy another Pestigore.
Yeah. Damo, buy a Pestigore. And that is the end of that. Right, Orc. Cincinnati Ben Orcs. What is he giving that Black Orc?
So he got block on the Black Orc Trey. So, number 6, Trey Hopkins got block. So that's pretty good. Getting some skills on those Black Orcs. But he did lose his block guard line Orc. That did die and has been replaced with Randy Bullock, number 12. Who is now not number 12. Okay.
But he is a Randy Bullock.
It looks like he's now not even in the team. So.
Well, okay. Well, he's obviously
starting to doubt your own research here, Matt.
Right. Well, that, kids, is why you don't throw a 1-die block on turn 16.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good looking team, though. I would not want to play against this. And having a movement up, agi up thrower is absolute nonsense.
Fortunately, doesn't have block, but you got to get to it first.
Who cares? You've got a quarterback, right? That's fantastic. So Kislev Circus, Dynamo Destroyer, fresh from their loss. Oh, he's gonna miss that. He's gonna miss that guard in his next game.
Ooh.
That gave him some tactical advantage there.
He got dodge on a catcher on Grigori, number 16, but he lost his kicker lineman. So that's quite a big piece, I think, on a Kislev team. Being able to position that ball, leap over, and try and grab it quite quickly. It's quite a vital piece.
I need
Do you think he might try and give it to the 13 SPP one?
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
This research that you've done has really revolutionised the way this show runs. If I'll just eat every week, you show up and you've done the research, I'll eat salad, and I think we've got something special here. I think we could go viral.
Could be good.
All right. Fantastic. Let's have a look at our other Kislev team. Oh my god, that's rough. That Blitzer, is that just an MNG? Yeah, that's just an MNG. That sucks for him. See, I feel kind of bad for Fritch because he's kind of a victim of his own success here, because he's played quite a fair few games, but because he's rolled 3 stat ups, He's not got that many core skills, has he? He's basically still just a fresh Kislev team with some slightly different stats.
Indeed.
I mean, you're the self-proclaimed Kislev expert. So what do you think, Matt?
Well, I mean, it's a pretty good team, to be honest. You'd like the stat ups anyway. They are quite a bloaty team, I find, play with them. And that's why I'd kind of consider maybe not getting the bear, especially with so many kind of stat ups so early. It is quite bloaty. One thing I'd really want to see on this team, if possible, is maybe like a bit of a ball hawk. So you wrestle strip baller, diving into cages, knocking that ball free on pretty much every roll. Maybe he wants to do it with his Edge 5.
Yeah, but then you probably want him to be the one recovering the ball after you dislodge it, right?
Yeah. So, it's a tricky one.
Right? You blitz in there, smash the ball out of the guy's hands with strip ball, and then you either leap out, or if you've leapt in, you dodge back out.
But if you're forced to take the wrestle, it's a bit of a challenge. But no, his team could definitely progress quite well. In terms of skill ups, he's St. Nico himself got dodge. So that's dodge on the blitzer to make him a blodger. And he's got a new lineman, Yuri. Very unfortunately, post our game last week, he accidentally bought one of the loner linemen. And so he didn't have enough now to buy his bear.
And that's why you don't tilt. Shit like that happens. And now I've just ensured that I'm going to have to make this video adults only. Thanks, Bridge. Right. Okay, let's have a look at Clan of Cthulhu. So, what have we got here? So he's lost his... I thought you said he lost a witch. Oh yeah, he's had to replace it.
He did. So he's rebought the witch elf. So it was... I think it might have been a block tackle witch elf as well. So it was quite a big loss.
What happened to it?
It something turn 15, turn 16, whether it double won the dodge or something along those lines. It got a stat down. I think he just fired it and just replaced it. Jem, please let us know exactly what happened.
Yep.
Yeah,
do let us know. Other than that, not really much else to say. Other than that, Agi 5 blitzer, which is really nice.
Yeah,
you just turn that into a quarterback now, wouldn't you? Really, because you can't really risk him with Agi with AV7. What the hell? AV7. Oh yeah, AV7. Yeah. Oh, it's not that bad, I guess, actually.
Still interesting, the leap pick, but
yeah,
each to their own.
Yeah, that is weird. Oh well, whatever. Right, let's have a look at these losers. So, Matt, just before we recorded this, we had a bit of a discussion about which skill you should give Count Muddorber.
Yeah.
I advocated for Frenzy, but he didn't want a useful skill, so he went for Sidestep.
Agi Strength 4 with Blodge and Sidestep just sounds infuriating. So
yeah,
it was that or Pro. Having 50% dodge rolls, well, 50% re-rolls on things like Hypno Gaze and just everything.
I'm sure Graham would agree that Sidestep is a good skill, and he is the adjudicator of what is and isn't a good skill. So,
well, that's good then.
Anything else change?
I also picked up block on my movement vampire.
Yeah, that's big.
And I fired my strength down thrall.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, good stuff. Moving on. Let's have a look at Lord's Buccaneers. I think these guys have won all of the games so far. I think they're the top of the table. We'll find out shortly. Right. So he's got block on his kicker. That's always nice because a lot of teams, especially if they're slow or whatever, will go for your kicker just so that they don't have to deal with the ball being right at the arse end of the field. So that's not a bad thing to happen. You do tend to find that your kicker doesn't get a lot of SPP as well, don't you? Because you generally just have them there to kick, and then you don't use them for anything else, do you?
Pretty much. But no, it's definitely a good pickup. I think the only change on this team this week was his dodge on Blitzer number 4, Seaman Staines. Definitely not. Definitely adult viewing now, I think.
Yeah.
You would you keep that movement 5 lineman?
Probably not.
Yeah, I'd get rid of that. What's the point? I suppose it's line chaff, isn't it?
It's just a lot of money, isn't it? Replacing Zarkov lineman.
You
Put him
could,
on the line. Hope he dies.
you could conceivably go something a bit fruitier now and maybe look to put in something like a runner.
Yeah.
Get an assassin. Easy.
Yeah.
There's fruity and then there's that.
Right, do you know what? I think assassins get a bad rap. I like assassins. People don't know how to deal with them.
I like assassins in tournaments. I do not care for them in leagues.
Yeah, I
Well,
suppose.
it's one of the few actions that has no downside if it fails.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, anyway, either way, it's better than a movement 5 lineman.
It isn't.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll look at rejected swimsuit models. This ain't looking too bad. This could be worse. He's 3 SPP off of leveling his Yeti. That's nice.
Yeah.
Go on then, Matt,
No
give us a rundown.
change.
No change.
No change on this one.
Oh dear, how dull. Apart from he's got an MNG
Sean.
on Sean the Sean.
Yeah.
He missed a trick there. You could have called him Sean the Sean, but instead of them both being the name Sean, you could have written it like the past tense of to shear, so that he's been Sean.
Yeah, with the W.
Yeah. Oh well, never mind. It's too late now.
Sean the Sean.
Yeah. Sean the Sean. Well, yep. It's Norse in it. He's had a rough one, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. He's got plenty of players.
He's got basically a full strength team. I don't know what he's complaining about.
Well, I just like to complain.
I just presume he's complaining, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard him complain. I was just taking your word for it. Now you've made me look like an asshole. Right, so RPG starter pack. What happened to the troll? I should remember, but I can't. Oh,
it was MNG the game before.
He's got a niggle, that sucks. He's got a Skaven lineman as well, who also has a niggle.
Yeah, that was the return. So that was the third piece. And he's now got Rat Mat Slapper back in the team.
Yeah, he's missing his big head goblin though, which is a shame. Or extra head, sorry, 2 heads. That's what it's called. 2-head goblin. He's missing 100k in the bank. That's quite good, isn't it?
It's 2-hand goblin.
Yeah, I mean nothing's changed here, right?
Yeah, not really. I'm wondering if he's going to go something down the route of maybe stadium upgrades next.
Surely you've got to get rid of the niggle lineman.
Yeah.
Or just hope he dies. But you can't even do that with this team, can you?
Nah, just use him for line fodder. Well, actually, maybe don't. Stick him on the bench. This is a really good Underworld team, though, isn't it?
I like it.
Really good stuff here. Either way, everybody's happy with the win. Let's have a look at these High Elves, who only managed to draw. Oh dear, Armor Down Blitzer. Ooh.
Yeah.
Can't really afford to replace that, can you? Especially since it's a blodger. That is not what you want. So that's an Armor Down and a niggle on this team, with only 30k in the bank.
Problem with the High Elves.
Yeah. Anything changed, Matt?
Yeah, so we've got Nerves of Steel on the catcher. So that's on Celebrian. And he lost his wrestle catcher called Elf. He's been replaced by Linda II, which is another catcher.
Well,
number 11.
That's what he gets for calling his elf.
Not too surprising that it died.
This team is at that point now where one really devastating game and it's season over.
Yeah.
But it's still a solid team.
Yeah.
It's really in the balance at the minute.
He's getting inducements every game. Well, most games in this league. So he can get his babes, get another reroll, whatever.
Elf star players are excellent.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He'll probably be short of those depending on who he's playing though.
Well,
And wizards always good on elves.
yeah, it's good that he's got 3 catches as well. So his high elf catcher's so good with 3 strength. Anyway, let's have a look at Midori no Shio. Oh wow, he's got Agi up on that goblin that leveled up.
Oh, that's
Wow,
beautiful.
that is a 1-turn machine right there.
Exactly.
That
So
is beautiful.
after last recording of Smash of the Day, he bought that goblin. That wasn't in the last video. Bought it before the game, and it managed to get 8 SPP in that one game.
What a purchase!
Heroic.
Bargain. What are they? 30k? Bargain.
And then he's either died or sacked off a lineup. I'm pretty sure it wasn't skilled up.
You don't want more than 13, do you?
No, not really. This is fine. This. Where's his trot? Oh, there it is. Oh, he's got goblin and trot. Nice.
How many goblins can you have in an orc team?
I think it's 2.
Yeah,
not
I
sure,
want to say
actually.
2 as well.
Would you consider getting a second goblin?
Nah, you don't. Right. All that goblin is for is you stick him on the bench.
Yeah.
And the opposition looks at him constantly and goes, "He's got an Agi 4 goblin. I best be careful." and it forces your opposition to set up in ways that you just don't that they don't really want to. Like, if it's turn 16 against an orc team and you're winning 2-1, normally you'd just be like, all right, well, just put a few chaff on the line and crack on. Now that you know he's got that 1 turn potential, it forces you to do all sorts of weird stuff which you normally wouldn't want to do, and just puts you into interesting situations, or forces your opponent to consider that you've got this tactical ability that previously you didn't have. And with the Agi 4 as well, that's just disgusting. I'd be chucking that goblin. I'd be saving my apothecary for the goblin. Just because that 1 turn potential just completely changes how you play orcs. It's so cool. So yeah, he wants sitting on the bench. I would even consider just embracing the bloat and getting another lineman so he isn't forced on the field at any point.
Well, that's why I was wondering whether you got the extra goblin. Then you give something that could be like fouling potential.
I guess, but goblins are crap unless they've got Agi 4. Like, do you remember that goblin that Tom's team had? Where it just had like 5 skill ups. It was his most valuable player, and it was adding about 200,000 to his team value. Like,
Yeah, it was
what is the
hogging all his
point?
SPP.
Yeah, that's great. That is. That's really awesome.
We could be seeing another one of those right here.
That has kicked this team into potential champion territory for me now. I'm going out there and seeing
Big cool.
That
Big
is a
cool.
big shout.
Right, let's have a look at current reigning champion of both Dark Elves and Jay, the Black Parade. What's changed?
So he's got wrestle on the lineman Reina Maria. And he's hired a new lineman from first to last. If you hadn't picked up, these are all emo bands.
Yeah, I know from first to last. That's Skrillex's band that used to be in it. Used to be do vocals for them. Escape the Fate, Alexis on Fire. Yeah, I like this. Is good. Yeah, I like this. Did I see a sunny day real estate? Yeah, there he is. All right, great. I've only just noticed this now.
I like how he's changed all the wording as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. My Chemical Romance.
Yeah. Good effort. I like it. Yeah, these are looking great. That strength up is still huge, isn't it? There's some really interesting blitzers. Some really interesting Dark Elf blitzers in this league. Anyway, right. We're taking forever here. Let's get cracking. Let's have a look at that leaderboard. 2 games in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Loth's Buccaneers, top of the table. Look at you, second place, Matt. You confident?
Yeah, I'm shocked. Hence the oh wow.
We did just win 3-0.
Yeah, you can see I haven't been paying much attention to this bit. Yeah, no, pretty good.
Yeah,
I've had
not really
kind
much
of
you can extrapolate from this just yet, is there really? I'm a bit surprised to see Sean so low down in the thing.
Yeah. And no one's lost 2 games. That's something.
Yeah, everything's still to play for, definitely. Let's have a look at the schedule. So, Black Parade RPG Starter Pack. What do you think?
I don't think the Underworld can do it again. I want to believe, but I don't. Sorry, Greg.
Yeah. With a two-headed goblin missing, it's going to be tricky. I'm going to have to give it to the Black Parade as well.
I think while the Black Parade will almost certainly win it, this could be a real devastating game for them if they feed the troll too much and if they get fouled and stuff like that. Like, if I was Greg in this game, I'd be blitzing every turn with that troll because that mighty blow is huge. And every single time I knock somebody down, I'd gather all my goblins around him and foul. And I'd do that for the whole first half. Not even care if I can see the touchdown in the first half. And hope that I can get to a point in the second half where Josh has got like 3 or 4 players left on the field. And I can just just turn him over a couple of times. I think that's what they've got to do if they're going to win.
Well, let's see if he can do it. I mean, the tentacles could come big into play, but they haven't worked very well for him so far. So,
well, they're about due to. So, Max's Norse versus Sean's High Elves. Can't really see the Norse winning this.
it should be elves.
It should be Elves. I mean, Sean's depleted.
Yeah, Sean's depleted. He's got 11. He's going to have 11 on the pitch. He's got that niggle. I can see this being a draw.
Yeah.
If you were Sean in this
Max
situation, would you fight?
No, shouldn't. He's going against 3 tackle pieces. When he's swamped with dodge, I think Max has just got to stick to the try and batter his face in game. But with kind of 3 pieces there, 1 guard piece. I mean, Sean also has a guard, but I think that tackle could do some serious damage, especially a couple of those catches.
I think
if
Max can avoid maxing himself up, you can probably win this.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's not going to be 120 because of the Sean's getting a loner, so only 50 actually.
Yeah, you'll probably just get a babe, won't he?
I'm going to back Max on this one.
I think
I'll stick
it'll be
with
a
the
draw.
draw.
Yeah, I think it'll be a draw. I don't think Sean will let him fight him.
No, probably not.
So, Loth's Buccaneers, Midori no Shio. The Orcs drew with 1 team of elves last week. Can they do it again this week? What do you think?
Not. That one turner could go all the way now.
That goblin has put a spanner in it, hasn't it?
Just a bit.
I'm still leaning towards Dave winning it. He's won 2 games on the bounce. He's got the momentum.
That's very true.
I'm going to play the statistics game and say that it will be a 2-2 draw.
I think that's a good call.
Alright. Well, sorry. I've got like a whole egg in my mouth.
So the next game.
Yeah, Matt, do
Please
you think you
stop
can
sucking
beat
eggs.
Damo?
Yes.
What do you think, Sam? Do you agree with him?
Because it's Matt, I'm going to say no, and I'm going to say Damo's going to win.
Okay.
Well,
You like my logic?
You'll be wrong, but
For that slim chance that I'll be right, it'll be worth it.
thing is, right, Damo should win this because he should purchase a Pestigore and probably another Rotter. So that he's got loads of chaff, you've got no chance of outnumbering him. Or very little chance of outnumbering him. He then just bases you all the time. Tries to get his beast as close to as many of your vampires as possible at any one time, meaning that they have a rough time dodging away. All of your thralls have got 7 armor, so he wins that fight by default. He's got all of the tools to win this. There's he should not lose this to you at all. but it is Damo, to be fair. So
Oh, poor guy. Come
yeah,
on.
no, I mean,
I'm back in Damo.
to be fair to Damo, right, from a season or so ago when he started playing to now, he's a completely different player. Like, he's improved massively, fair play. But I just the last thing to come to a Blood Bowl player is understanding the nuances of the races in it. Really, you don't quite get that until you've played them all a fair bit, and
I don't
very
know
few
how
people.
many.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know how many vampires he's played.
Exactly, you don't come up against it much. Like, I still find myself going places with my halflings and just battering people because they've never played against halflings before, and they'll fight my trees and they'll let me dodge rings around them and stuff. And yeah, I just think if Damo knows where his strengths are, knows that he just needs to get up in your grill constantly, he can beat you.
Punch those trolls.
Yeah. Having said that, I don't know if he will. You're gonna have a rough time passing. I'm still gonna give it to him. I think he'll win. Yeah. Sorry, Matt.
Okay. That's cool.
Clan of Cthulhu, Cincinnati Benox. Huh. What have we got in terms of TV? 15-10 for Gem, and the Orcs have got 17-60. So that's enough for like a star player or some bribes or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the Benox team is very solid roster, and given half the chance, they will just cave Dark Elves in.
And he's down a Witch Elf as well.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Benox in this game.
Yeah, I think they've just got the numbers. They've just got too many.
Too much guard.
Yeah. What do you think, Matt? Are you on the same?
Yeah, I mean Benox would be my bet. Shouldn't expect it to go the other way, but it's not saying that it can't. It's still a elf team at the end of the day, but Benox have got my bet.
Well, the next one is the big one. It's the Kislev off. It's the Slan Shield. St. Nico's Flying Circus versus Dynamo Destroyer. So I think there's about 400k difference, right?
Yep.
Now, if he doesn't purchase, I can't think of a better time, a better scenario outside of being a halfling team when you should purchase the Master Chef, right? You take away a Kislev team's rerolls.
Yep.
That just means I just can't leap, really.
I'm not going to
prediction, Ben.
Spoil that one.
Yeah, would you like to know what he's actually done?
Yeah, play him right now.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. This is a unique opportunity. Here's what I would have said he should have done. You tell me what he's actually done. He should have purchased the Master Chef, because that would have taken away Dynamo Destroyer's rerolls. That leaves him with 100k, with which he probably should have picked up a bribe or something, so that he can just... Because they've got pretty low armour as it is, so gather around, foul, reduce his numbers, take off his key pieces, use all them extra rerolls to be as slan as he wants, and he can potentially snatch the victory. Now you tell me what he's actually done.
He's
bought a guard bear.
He's bought a level 2 bear and a wizard.
Oh.
And I think,
I mean, to be fair, the wizard's not a bad shout actually, because you know, when your opponent breaks away, that's always a useful thing to have. Guard bear. I mean, you could have picked something worse.
I don't think it's enough to bridge the gap, and I think Dynamo Destroyer are going to take it.
I'm not sure if it's a guard something else bear, but
thing is, numbers, like, he's not going to care about that bear, is he? Because he's faster than it and he can run rings around it.
Yep. If I'd had the option, I'd have probably got Silly Billy. So I was kind of saying before the stream, having a Saurus on that team with grab, guard, and blot, hell of a piece, really.
Oh well, let's not talk too much about it, because we're going to say next week. But that was Division 1. Let's not bother doing a prediction, because it's already underway. That's the
Destroyer.
with. So,
Destroyer.
Let's have a look at 2A. So, we're not going to do last week's results from pre-season, because I can't be bothered to trawl through it. So let's just take a look at the teams as they go in to Division 2 proper. I believe 2A is the one that has like 2 or 3 new teams in it.
Yep.
That's the other one.
No, this one's got at least one.
But one new
this one has got all 3 new teams in it.
No, 2A's got.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at 2B like an idiot. Alright, let's go to 2A. Okay, 2A. So, Littlefoot's Legion, is this going to be a third week of there are no changes on this team?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, he's literally got nothing. Wow.
He's got the exact same team that he started with, but
wow.
he's not lost anything.
And importantly, he's
he's
got
2 MVPs.
And those Saurus.
Has he lost some players or something there?
Yeah, there'll be a skink that died there that I didn't write down that he's rebought. Because he's missing at least 5 SPP. Oh no, wait, this is getting 2.
That skink there, Red Claw, got 2 SPP against me in his first game, and one of his Saurus has got. So he's just had 2 games where nothing's happened for him.
That's it. He's got 2 losses. He hasn't scored, and he's inflicted 1 Kaz.
Yeah. Okay.
But that doesn't matter a huge amount because he's now got enough to get another Saurus, which he needs to do.
Yep.
He needs to invest in another Saurus, and he needs to start getting some SPP on those Sauruses. It's always risky, isn't it, going for this build? It's not paid off, but it's not backfired. So, get another Saurus, crack on with it. Moving on. Wood Elves, Wood Tuggers. Let's see what sort of state these are in. Well, he's missing a War Dancer for his next game.
But he's bought a new one. So, Ann Perkins' new War Dancer this week. And he's picked up Kick on Jerry Gergich.
Yep.
Nice.
Pretty standard.
It's not bad, really.
He's got his second catcher.
Oh, both block. Nice.
Yeah, 2 blodging catchers. That's great because you just, when you want to score, you send one round the back on the left, one round the back on the right. Build a screen next to both of them. Your opponent can't possibly blitz both of them. Then on the next turn, you just pass to one and score. You're laughing. That's what you want.
So Jack started with the 2 catcher build instead of the 2 War Dancers.
Ah, yeah. Of course he did.
Yeah.
It's a good shout, that is, to be fair.
Seems to have worked out, so...
Yep, considering you had those risk-free first 2 games.
Yeah, he's still short on his Apo, so hopefully gets at least 4 on his dice roll this week by it. But...
Alright, well, let's have a look at Journeyman United. You called them Journeyman United because you expected to get battered before the season even begun. The opposite has happened. It's probably the most developed team in the league somehow. So,
and
what have we got here?
It's very fruity.
It's definitely some.
Yeah.
So, we have a Shadowing Blitzer, who's expensive git. We've got Dump Off on the catcher, Starman. He's got Block on Billy Bob McGee. And he's bought himself a thrower, Monsieur Thrower. So, quite a lot has changed in this team in about a week. He's got an Apo, he's got 2 team rerolls. That is a very, maybe debatable skill ups, but a very good position to be in with your pro elves.
I mean, you would be...
I do actually quite like the dump off.
Yeah, I think the dump off is not a bad shout. I mean, there are better
Not something I would have gone, but I like it.
Oh, I see why he's called him Starman. Have you actually seen the model? Proper looks like David Bowie.
Yeah.
He's way too young to know about David Bowie. He's only like 18 or something.
He probably watched Labyrinth.
Yeah. Well, what? That's so weird that you'd say that. Yeah, he wasn't born. He was like going to be born 10 years later, but he's probably seen Labyrinth. Right. So yeah, I mean, you'd expect these guys, like, if they can hold it together, this is like a league-winning team right here in development.
Yep. He's almost leveled up the next Blitzer as well.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to come up against that. Bonehead United.
Hello, where does TV come from?
Well, he's got a yeah.
Another
I think
anti-up
is that
ogre.
Noblar leveled up since last game, Matt?
So we've got a Wrestle Noblar now. That's the only change in this team that I notice.
Yeah, there's not much else to say. I mean, obviously, that AG3 Ogre is huge.
Yeah. But 3 ogres, 1 Kaz off leveling up. That's really strong.
Yeah.
And he's got his Apo. The only thing that is a problem for him is the bloat now. It's already begun and he's only 2 games in. It's not what you want with an ogre team. You don't want to be giving your opponent inducements, really, do you?
Not really. Yeah, have to see.
Best of luck to him. Chaos Dwarves, they also collect bulls. So, what would you give this bull centaur?
So, my guess is, because the other 2 pieces he got were guard on the blocker. That was this week. He got the block on the bull centaur. So, by the fact that he hasn't leveled up the 3rd one, I can only assume it's rolled something more interesting. Whether that's a stat up.
Oh, no, I know what it is. He asked in the thing. He rolled a double.
Or it's doubles.
He rolled a double, and we've advised him to take Sure Hands.
Sure Hands is normally accessible. General skill. I
think it's still a good idea, though.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but in terms of double skill usage, you open yourself up to agility and passing skills. So, whether you wanted to pick up, say, a dodge early.
Yeah, the dodge is obviously the obvious one, isn't it? Sidestep could be handy.
Oh.
Because it means you can run him down the line for a start. You can run him next to the line and he won't get surfed.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'll be interested to see what he takes. I'm sure we'll find out soon. MNG United. Well, this is looking a bit completed.
Rubbish.
Hello.
Go on then. Can talk us through it.
It didn't go that well. I was heavily considering just getting rid of this team, but there hasn't really been any permanent damage. So I've got an MNG on my catcher, which is sad. And, I've had a lineman die, but who really cares, right? The saving grace was getting a double on my thrower. And I've given him strong arm, so I can give it accurate next level. And just pass on a 2 up to wherever the hell I want.
Be pretty strong. I can see you've also got dodge on Mad Max.
Yep. Not
shadowing. And you picked up your Apo this week.
Yeah, which was very much needed.
Yeah. Hopefully he can start to recover now with that Apo.
Yeah, the problem is it looks like I've got quite nice low TV, but I'm going to get 180 in loners next game.
Well, that's alright. I mean, your loners aren't bad, are they?
No. I
mean,
they're all
worst
there to
loners
die,
in the
aren't
game,
they?
for sure. Yeah, no one cares about them. It's just line fodder. Alright, well, yeah. Good luck. I'm sure you'll recover. Well, maybe not. We'll find out. The Shy Horses.
Best team?
Best team in the league, obviously. So I've got nothing's changed, basically. To put it bluntly. Nothing at all has changed. I had a pretty rough game last week. Yeah, a tree died, but that was my first game. I haven't had any skill, any SPP on trees except for the one that died.
So I was a little bit thrown off on this one, alright? Because when I looked at last week's and looked at this week's, you've got the same gold. Nothing's changed in your team. Did you rebuy a player? It was exactly the same. I was so thrown.
No. What? Hang on a second. Level 2. I don't know. Don't know what to tell you, Chief. I'll tell you what. Actually, no. I spent 20k. I scooped 20k to get Deep Root, and then rolled a 2. That's why I've got the same amount of gold. No one died. Nothing changed. So there's not really much to say. And let's be honest, all I really need is this sneaky git. That's the only upgrade you need on anything, really. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess everyone else is getting fired whenever they level, right?
Yeah. Everything else... Well, no, of course not. They're all just getting sneaky git. Good program. Yeah, obvious contenders for winning. Not really much else to say about that. Let's have a look at Puppy Power. One of 2 Necro teams. Oh, okay. So he's got 3 guys on 5 SPP. What happened? Matt, have you done any research? Tell us what happened.
Fred returned. That's the first point. So Fred the Flesh Golem has been rebought and is now Fred the Returned Flesh Golem. In terms of kind of level ups and things, there's just 2 MVPs there, and one of them, which I assume was the werewolf, has got a touchdown and a injury. So that's why you've got the third one on 5.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
I mean, it's the same. We're talking. It's just the same conversation that we'll be having that we've had about the Lizardman team, innit? Nothing's changed, but he's not really lost much either, other than a bit of time. And it's pretty good that he's got a flesh golem and a werewolf on the verge of leveling, right? That's what you want.
Yeah, just no money in the bank. Get maybe a third reroll or replace players if they messed up.
It's Graham. I'm sure he'll be all right. Alright, let's have a look at the Norse. Tears for Fears. Ooh, that's a bit depleted already, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go on,
he
sorry.
was already down 1 player, I think, last week. He's a Berserker died though, so Tyr the Berserker number 3 is no longer with us. He managed to pick up Mighty Blow on the other Berserker on Thor. It's not in the best shape.
No, I think he forgot to make a new team.
What, really?
Okay.
I was pretty confident after the way his first 2 that last game went that he was just going to get rid of the Norse because he said he wasn't enjoying them, and as you can see, he's lost a Berserker, which is pretty sad, but he's stuck with it.
Yeah, that'll be right. Couple good games, he'll be back on his feet.
I was wondering if that was based on a conversation you'd had with him or just looking at his team, Sam.
Both.
Well, so look at these Zons. Gamma Girls. Has anything changed, Matt?
Yeah, ish. Not really. After last smash, he took Wrestle on the Linewoman. There was a discussion whether he was going to take another block piece. He took Wrestle in the end. No level ups after that. That's about it, really.
Yeah. Looking pretty good.
To me.
The fact that he's got out of that period with all 11 players is quite nice as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's hard to break the Amazon team.
Yeah, no tackle at the moment, right?
Well, best of luck to him. So, shall we have a look at next week's fixtures? So, we've got Zons versus Chaos Dwarf. That's pretty nasty first match for Amazons, isn't it?
Yeah, if anyone's going to break his ons, it's going to be those Chaos Dwarfs.
Yeah, but on the flip side, you want them now rather than in 9 weeks' time or whatever, don't you?
Yeah, instead of having them with Mighty Blow when they punch you and tackle you, it's better to get it out of the way. I'm going to put this on the Chaos Dwarfs.
Yeah, I think so too.
Me too.
I just think they've got this. They were just a direct counter, aren't they? So United versus United, Bonehead United versus MNG United. Well, I mean, you just expect the Elves to win that, don't you? Really, despite his Agi 3 ogre.
Sam, what do you think?
I think I have not been doing very well with elves, and I think I'm going to get absolutely smashed, and all my players are going to die. I think I'm actually going to lose this one. I can feel it coming.
Nah.
Yeah, I can feel it coming.
Nah, he's got. Nah, you just farm. Don't even worry about winning. If I were you, just farm his Noblars. Just wreck him.
Yeah, and that's why I'll lose.
He's only got 2 pieces that can reliably hit him. He's only going to get 50k inducements,
You'll be fine.
which even that is pretty good against ogres.
Yeah.
But
well, I think you'll win, Sam.
I'm going to back the ogres, because if that ogre with Edge 3 can get hold of the ball,
yeah,
I'm not
getting it back.
Can't see this, but I'm rolling my eyes and shaking my head here. Too high.
You haven't seen me play elves yet.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll have to agree to disagree on that one. Journeyman United versus Shy Horses. Obviously, Shy Horses.
Well, yeah.
Have you seen how much
No.
inducements I'm going to get? 690 versus what has he got? 1,180. So that's Treeman and a Master Chef right there. You're laughing. And change. Probably get a bribe. So yeah, we all agree I'm going to win, right?
I mean, do you want an actual answer?
Yeah, of course I do. This isn't a dictatorship. It's only your family that are at risk if you disagree with me, not you.
Well, yeah, I think it's you, and I think it's Sam Unwin. So I'm going to go for a draw because you're both mental.
I mean, that's pretty logical.
I mean, I'm flattered, to be honest with you, because I think if we're being straight, I don't stand a chance in hell, right?
I'm really interested to see what. This is the game, right, where you do want shadowing on that blitzer. Because he could just literally tail your halflings around and be really, really annoying. I wouldn't be surprised to see him somehow get 8 SPP or 9 SPP in the next game and be another level up.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the floor getting fouled.
Shadows into a tree and then gets punched.
Yeah, shadows into a tree. Whoops. I might actually use my halflings to drag him into a tree. Ooh, piece of candy. So let's have a look at Woodtuggers and Puppy Power. So that's Jack's fruity Wood Elves versus Graham's completely unskilled Necros. Well, the claw's not going to do much, is it? For a start.
No. He's got block on 2 whites. I mean, it's just standard stuff. It's like no skill ups, but
You're happy as Necro when you've got all those key positionals.
Yeah.
I think this is a good game for the Necro. I'd be very happy if I was playing against a one Wood Elves at this stage. So I'm backing Graham.
Yeah.
Just based on the teams.
I agree, and it's the War Dancer that swings it. If he had 2 War Dancers, I'd probably be tempted to say Wood Elves, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
And if he loses that 1 War Dancer, he's basically not really got much left in terms of cage breaking and stuff like that. Yeah. And you can just sort of bully him after that. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to be in agreement, and I'd be interested to know how Jack plays this. If it's going to be almost going in as a bit of a damage mitigation and to risk any of those positionals, whilst he's trying to save up to his Apo. If that's what he does, then I have to back this.
Well, Littlefoot's Legion, Tears for Fears. I think with the depleted Norse, this is the game that they would have wanted. They've got they're going to come up against a bunch of Sauruses, none of which have any skills. So they're going to have a rough time knocking down the Norse that all have block. And he's got the tackle to deal with what is an abundance of skinks.
So no tackle yet on the Norse. But,
oh damn! Yeah, he doesn't have tackle, does he? Yeah.
But with 7 block pieces, you should be able to pick off some of those skinks, and that Berserker can do some real damage if you can find it into the right places. With the Mighty Blow and the Frenzy to hit a skink, always 2 dice unless there's assists in there. He could start really farming those skinks.
Has he got a runner for the?
He does not.
So...
Oh, he does. No, he does. Sorry, he does have a runner.
Yeah, so there you go. He's got the Dauntless as well, which is going to come in handy.
Yeah.
But don't forget that aren't these Lizardmen going to get their 5th Saurus?
Well, it depends. But even if they do, like, so what?
Yeah.
I'm thinking completely a different way. I think he's going to have enough big guys to protect his skinks, and I think the Lizardmen are going to win.
Really? I don't agree with that. I think that the Norse will take this.
I'd back the Norse, but it depends. If the Norse try and fully fight the lizards, I think they'll come off worse. But if they kind of try and pick off the skinks, get round and kind of smack them and kind of shut them down, then I think that's how we would win.
Fair play, fair play. Well, let's take a look at 2B, shall we? So this is the division that has 3 fresh teams in it, and they'll be the last 3 that we look at. For now, let's take a look at Charn Crows. So these guys got a bit of an SPP fest against me in their last game, and wow, look at that, he's got an Agi5 lineman already.
Yeah. So
That's
Agi5 on the lineman, block on the other lineman, and managed to get his Apo. So with 80k in the bank, he's got to be very, very happy at the minute.
Yep. Well on his way to replacing that Witch Elf.
Would you buy a Witch Elf first, or would you consider getting a third? Because he's only 20k off.
Well, I'd get the Witch Elf just because you want to be getting some skills on it, don't you?
Yeah.
I'd go the Witch Elf.
You don't want fresh Witch Elves at the end of your season. So yeah, I'd get the Witch Elf. You shouldn't really... You don't... You can get away with 2 rerolls on Elf teams, can't you? Just simply because of all the 2-ups. You shouldn't need to use them that much. And on with Dark Elves, considering they've got AV8, it's not even that much of a risk if you do fail your dodges. So yeah, I think Witch Elf next. But I guess we'll see what he takes. Either way, this is not a bad squad at all to be going into the main season with, especially with that Agi5. I'm sure you'll agree. Let's have a look at White Meat. So, no changes here except he's got an MNG on his mummy. It's a niggle as well, which is nasty.
Yep. 5 SPP from the last game went on a white, so that's nearing level up. Be pretty good to get that skilled up.
Yeah, 100k in the bank. He wants to get himself another ghoul now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Start filling out your ghouls so that you've got ghouls on the bench in case some of them die. That's what you want to do next.
You can only have 2 whites on an undead team, can't you?
You can only have 2 whites. You can only have 2 mummies.
2 mummies.
You can only have 4 ghouls. So now that he's got those 2 and they've survived, but inevitably ghouls are going to die sooner or later, and they don't have regeneration either, so they're not going to come back. So start getting your extra ghouls so that you can stick a couple on the bench or whatever. And then you've got options, haven't you? You can build one of them into a runner. You can build one of them into a blitzer. You can do all sorts of stuff with ghouls. So that's what he wants to do next. I'm a big proponent of ghouls.
Yeah, I like ghouls in an undead team, but I'm not such a big fan of them.
Undude team. I like that. Radical undudes.
Dude. Yeah, Necros though, not the biggest fan of ghouls.
Yeah. Let's have a look at these gobs. Well, he's got his sneaky git.
Yeah, Tomb Raider leveled up.
Yeah, that is all we have to say about this.
Where's the pogoer?
He's got a 100k. Time to get a pogoer, I think.
He also dropped by 10k, so I'm guessing that he spent some money on maybe some inducements last game.
Looks like he's enhanced his stadium to level 2, so he probably had 200k in the bank and needed to spend some money.
Yeah, I mean, he was only on 110 last game, so...
Oh, right, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, he must have dropped some cash. Shall I have a look at these Necros then? Absolutely barking mad. What have we got here? So, he's still down a white. He's got enough to get his second white now.
Exactly. This team is in a very good state.
That is
movement werewolf.
High quality werewolf right there. Movement 9. Wow.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Fortunately, it's not in my league, so I don't care.
He's literally a gutter runner on steroids.
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. I mean, you would be very happy going into the rest of the season with this, wouldn't you?
I think so.
Yep.
And look at that. He's also got a flesh golem that's on the verge of leveling up, so you want to be getting your blocks on him. He just needs his second white now, doesn't he? Really, and then he'll have 3 block pieces. And he's got like some serious one-turn potential with that werewolf.
Exactly. Because he took the 3-team reroll start as well.
Yeah.
He's in such a good position.
Yeah, that's really paid off, that has. Yeah, they're looking good. I mean, I'd say these guys contender for winning the Tenderfoot Trophy this season. Looking at that. Timber and Toons. So this is Connor's team. He's played Chaos for his entire career until now in this, so that's pretty good, isn't it? That is a really nice start. 5 skill ups in 2 games. That's huge.
He's picked up block on the catcher, George Miller, accurate on Elton John, and he's got a kicker lineman now, Hobo Johnson. That's the changes from last week. 130k in the bank. We're talking. It's got to be the Apo, right?
Yeah, get that Apo, man.
Yeah, get that apothecary. Save up for another catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's it, really.
Yeah, lovely. Again, I think probably contenders for winners there if you can keep them alive. Wait, what ball? Let's have a look at the ogres. What have we got here? Well, he's got his sneaky git. Always a cool start. 2 ogres, 1 cash away from leveling.
Yeah.
Got his Apo.
Sneaky git on dinner. The main change this week.
Yeah. What did I say? Did I say dirty player?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Either way, this is your pretty standard ogre development.
Yep. This is 4 ogres as well, right? Because the other one is 5 ogres.
Yeah, I usually prefer to start with 5, but 4 is the sensible way to start for sure. Yeah, looking good. Well, it's ogres, isn't it? You know, he's going to have a laugh, I imagine.
And I guess that's what's impacting the TVs as well, right? With the other team 100 TV higher.
Yeah, because he's got a 5th ogre. It doesn't help that it's got an Agi up as well. Let's have a look at these orcs. Long Newton Mess. So, new to the league, new to Blood Bowl, but he's not done too bad. He's got a skill up on his Blitzer. He's got 70k in the bank. Probably time to get that apothecary now, isn't it?
Definitely.
Get your apothecary in case of black. Oh no, he has got 4 black orcs. They need switching around.
He's not switched 7 and 8 yet. I think he knows that it's irritating you now. Stick with it.
Next purchase, get that apothecary, just in case something happens to one of your key pieces, and then you can just crack on and get developed, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, looking good.
Picking up 2 draws in pre-season as a newer player, very, very respectable.
Yeah, that's not bad at all considering. Right, 3 new teams. So I said to this guy, I said to Matt here, we didn't have any Khemri. You should go Khemri. And he only went and bloody did it, the absolute mad lad.
Brave man.
Yeah, what have we got here? This is your standard Khemri starting build. So that's 2 Blitzrars, a Throw-Rar, the 4 Tomb Guards, and a bunch of Skellies. The other way that you can build this is to either switch the Throw-Rar for a Skeleton and go, well, yeah, that's basically the thing you can do. Not have a Throw-Rar and have 3 rerolls. I went without a Throw-Rar when I started my Khemri team, and it worked out pretty well for me. But that's because in my first game I got an Agi up on a Blitzrar. You can't always rely on that happening, so he's gone the sensible build. What do you think of the chances?
Yeah, I really commend the re-rolling and upping the difficulty level. It's Khemri hard team. Very, very hard team.
They are, but 4 Tomb Guards is, especially at this level where no one's got like dodge, is quite huge. Like, if you just space them so that there's 3 squares in between them and move them around the field as a unit, you can just wall off vast swathes of the field.
I've had many difficulties playing against them.
Yeah.
But I hope.
Well.
Yeah, I'd be expecting him to do all right. He's an experienced coach, and he tends to play like low tier teams. So I think he'll do all right. I think he'll have a good time with these. Go on. What were you gonna say, Matt?
Missing the 2 games doesn't come to bite him. Not having the SPP on key pieces.
Not really. No, it's not a huge deal. So this is the interesting one. We're going to look at the Wood Elf team now. This guy's previous Wood Elf team had 0 rerolls and a tree and a bunch of other weird stuff. He now has 1 reroll and an apothecary. But other than that, it's a pretty normal build. He has gone for he could have got 2 rerolls, or he could have sacked off the apothecary and got like a couple more catches or something. I think you can do pretty well with this, right?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'd pick up the second reroll now, because it's going to cost you a lot. It's going to cost you double later.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
So-
he's going to do that because in the preseason Smash of the Day, I begged him to change his team around and get some rerolls, and he didn't. So if he wasn't willing to get one then, he's definitely not going to get two now.
I mean, he's re-rolled the team, and I'm going to say something controversial. I liked his fruit build.
Well, I mean, I did as well from an entertainment standpoint, but it wasn't going to survive. And when he said, like, oh, I've lost 4 or 5 pieces, and it was like, well, not really surprised, to be honest, because you haven't got any rerolls.
Well, all I have to say about this team is I look forward to his 2 reroll Wood Elf team next season.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And 7 seasons from now, when he has his 8 reroll Wood Elf team, that will be even more interesting, I think.
Please, no more of that.
Right, let's
We've
take
seen
a look at
7
our...
reroll Amazons.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, Jesus. We don't talk about that. That's
Exactly.
Yeah,
No
pretend
more.
that didn't happen.
Swiftly on
So,
to
the traitor.
traitorous Phil.
Yeah, started off with a top tier halfling team, and now he's got this crappy Chorf team. Terrible team. All the names are terrible. What else is terrible about this?
Bad logo.
Yeah, bad logo. Yeah, another team
Bad colour
with in
scheme.
pajamas in the name, so unimaginative.
No team motto.
Yeah, hard punch is actually 2 separate words. Lewis, don't know if you know that. Yeah, and that's all we have to say about that. So let's take a look at the schedule. Chorfs in pajamas versus Charn Crows.
Charn Crows.
Charn Crows.
If he was playing halflings, maybe the halflings.
Yeah, the fool. He had it all. He could have guaranteed a win. Well, I mean, to be honest, actually, I still kind of, I think probably Charn Crows will win because they've got actually, well, they can just pass rings around him, can't they? He's got that quarterback with Agi 5.
And this guy knows how to play elves as well. I've seen him play a couple of times. He's pretty good.
Yeah, so I think the Charn Crows will probably take this. Are we all in agreement with that?
Yep.
I don't know why I'm pushing you for answers because we're not keeping track anymore, are we?
Well,
Branching
sounds
outside
something
of
for
my
Sam
meat.
to do.
Yeah. This one's a tough one. So we've got Pat is a clever guy who is relatively inexperienced at Blood Bowl, but is it that point where he's not like this guy doesn't know how to play Blood Bowl, but he's also not this guy knows how to play Blood Bowl? Is it that transitory period where he's getting there? The branching outside coach is like this enigmatic Batman villain-like figure where we don't really know if he's such an expert that he can play fruity teams or if he's such a beginner that he's building fruity teams without realising they're fruity. So that makes this a very interesting match. What do we think?
My prediction's got to be undead. Even with one mummy down, undead are a very top-tiered race. They could quite easily smash some else here and start getting some skill ups. So I'm going to back the undead.
What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, I think I'm probably following you on that one. I think the development difference. Oh, I guess the only thing he's only really got a wrestle. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a tough game for Wood Elves.
I think the Wood Elves will win if they don't need rerolls. That's basically the difference, isn't it? You do have the well, you don't personally seem to ever have them, but you do play against people who only need one reroll a half somehow. So it does exist. It does happen. If all his dodges work for him, but it's gonna be rough with like armor 7 and no rerolls against what is ostensibly a very bashy team. So yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I'm going undead as well, but I would not be shocked if I was wrong about that. So, Mummy's Little Soldiers versus the Goblins. That is a pretty good start for him, right? He's got to be happy about that for a first matchup with the Khemri.
Yeah, I mean, it's this one's like a tricky one in my book. You'd like obviously you like the Khemri because they can smash things. They've got a high strength advantage.
Yeah,
Some
free
gob
3-die blocks on goblins with those tomb guards.
Yeah. Chainsaw, cut up a
Yeah,
Tomb Guardian.
that's going to be a problem in it. And the last thing you want is a tomb guard dying in game 1. It's just difficult to predict anything against goblins this early, isn't it? Because they've got that
Yeah.
potential to just wipe you off the field in 3 turns. I think I'm going to go with the Khemri.
I can see the Khemri having a hard time scoring, and that's why I think it might be a draw. I think about being 0-0 ball.
Yeah, no tackle as well. Isn't going to help.
Exactly. And goblins aren't even getting that much in inducement, so yeah, a scoreless draw seems quite plausible.
I think the Khemri will take it, as long as they can pick up the ball, which is always a big if with Khemri. But if they can pick up the ball, I think they'll just move it down the field and score. Well, Long Eaten Mess, absolutely barking mad. This is a really rough first matchup for the Orcs, isn't it? With a relatively inexperienced coach against what is a fairly experienced coach with Claw.
Yeah, tin openers galore.
Yeah. So, those... Go on, sorry.
Assuming he buys the second white, you've then got 3 block pieces to, what is it, 3 on the Orcs as well, because they're missing one of their blitzers. My back got to be on those Necros.
Yep, got to back the Necros for this one.
The Orc coach needs to be very careful that he doesn't let those werewolves blitz his important pieces, because they will rip you to shreds. I think I'll go werewolves too, but I hope I'm proven wrong. Last game, Wait What Ball versus Timber and Toons. I think if we're being honest, the ogres are going to have a tough match here, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. He's picked up. Connor's picked up 2 lots of block on his catches as well. So that's 4 block now. That could do some serious farming on the Noblars. And he can just run away if an ogre comes near. So I'm seeing 2-0.
Yep.
Maybe more.
So. I think so, yeah. Especially if those ogres don't behave. Well, that was Division 2B, and that is Smash of the Day with the entire admin staff of the league. So best of luck, everyone, and thanks for joining me, lads. Much appreciated.
Smashing.
Yeah, smashing.
Wind us up, and we'll expel you from the tournament.
Yeah, with an iron fist. If any of our teams lose. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Good luck, especially to those Division 2 teams that are starting their journeys, and we'll be seeing you next week.